quite the chill about this place. Wherever I am, it seems to be far from the cooler forest indeed. First the puddles,
You're
and
setting
now
down
these
the wrong
flames.
path, Source Hunter.
This
the
Almina
other
must
way.
be an elementalist.
Something along close to the portal that causes the game performance to go down or something. I don't know what it is. It's somewhat annoying.
Yes! Through this door! Quickly! I haven't much time left.
This is a trap, isn't it?
Come forth and butcher my enemy!
Nearly there.
Intruder detected! Order terminate!
Right, so if I'm not completely wrong about this, the mecha rodents will... No, I think in general speaking, the mecha rodents, if we do any kind of noticeable damage to them, they'll start to self-destruct and they'll ram us and explode. I'm not sure if we get experience out of that. These are more of a typical unit that actually bites normally. A lot of air weakness. A lot of it. Not a lot of hit points, so the air weakness can be exploited fairly easily. I'm somewhat interested in trying something. I do have the shock immunity, right? Yes.
May I be valiant as the Lion of Summer.
We don't particularly want to do damage to them necessarily, I want to shock them. That'll allow me to maybe kill them in a manner where I can farm them for experience.
It's a washout!
Right, I'm not sure. I can't target the ground with this. With this, I guess. What is it? I'm not sure if it's actually targeting ground. Let's see if we can kill that one.
Spirits of air, vanquish my foes!
So they have physical attacks.
Emergency sentinel
Yeah.
duty engaged.
Emergency sentinel duty engaged. This is what happens. It self-destruct, and it will cause a chain reaction where the others will start self-destruction too. I'm not using range here because they all seem to be using physical attacks, so I'm not dropping my armor capacity. Unless I can drop some kind of a nuke on top of them.
Die, vermin!
We don't have master level chain lightning spell. But this doesn't seem like a bad, dangerous fight really. So this is more of a test run for us to see what it takes to handle this type of enemy group. We don't have too many lightning attacks though. I might have grenades. I haven't been... There are lightning grenades. I haven't been... well, if they have been on sale, I haven't bought them. I don't recall even seeing them. But they're there. I think it's If you put an air essence in a can, that's basically it. A bit too expensive. It's not a damage grenade, so I'm not sure if it's a thing I would like to buy. Never use poison, never use fire. Water works, earth works, but air is the big real deal. Yeah, we clearly don't have enough air attacks to actually handle any kind of a fighting group.
No glory in this death.
They got reinforcements. Yeah, this is apparently a thing now.
Accelerated action.
Trying to go invisible. They'll congregate around the undead decapitator. Or not. We could just take the self-destruction attacks from these, I suppose. I'll try something different.
No guts, no glory.
We'll have a massive damage bonus, but only for a single turn. So let's see if we can make it count. I think it will only kill the weaklings though. So that's sort of irrelevant. What's the range on this thing? I mean, back where it's gonna jump. It doesn't say. 7-meter radius, right? So it's around. It should more or less capture everything if I should on this one.
Sentinel, cutting down.
Right. One beta remains, 2 alphas. We don't want to attack the alphas unless we can think we can kill them.
Join us, Self-Spun.
The alphas, I think we can damage them without too much fuss. Also reduce the incoming damage by just throwing one of them into the fog of electricity. Okay, that's a lot of physical damage. So about 160 points of damage per alpha rodent. Beta doesn't seem to be really doing all that much. The sounds suddenly disappear. I can hear some noises, but not the effects. Now I can hear them. And they bleed oil, but they're immune to fire, so it doesn't matter. I suppose it will slow them down, so it does matter. That's not that much. Mecha Rodent Beta isn't really doing anything. There we go. So melee attacks. okay capabilities, but nothing amazing. Why don't you come here and join us? Yeah, there's no... I can't hear sound effects for my own characters, like the speech. There's just nothing. I'll see if I can load a save after we've dealt with this group. It's like the speech sounds disappeared suddenly. There's no music either that I can hear. I'm more or less just worried that it's not an indication of some other problem. Game crashing sooner, things like that. Right, so what can we do? Not much. You have Earth weakness. No, but Earth would probably work just fine.
By the heart of the gods of frost!
And the sounds are back. I don't get what happened there for a while. Music isn't back yet, but there's some kind of background noise.
Works every time.
Sentinel, shutting down. Yeah,
Wonder if I could heal these things to death.
Disintegrating downfall.
30% chance to resist. We were just unlucky this time. Don't want to start doing damage to them unless we're confident that we can put an end to them. Want the experience out of it. I'm gonna try to disable it somehow and have this guy beat the shit out of it.
Take another shot.
Music returns. So, not sure what was going on there for a while. It stopped. It's dead. Take it out of the way.
It all something now.
Not exactly too tough of a fight. If anything, physical damage here is the biggest threat. By far the biggest threat. Queen's Golden Teaspoon. What the fuck is that? Okay, just a spoon. Delicate golden dagger. What's with the golden items? Alright, pretty much every guy we kill drop metal scrap. We can turn into a full plate armor. So we're getting a lot of money out of this, even though it doesn't look like we're getting all that much.
I needed that.
Dead people.
These imps have been slaughtered. What could they possibly have done to deserve this fate?
Have you met any imps? They were probably just being imps. Maintenance diary. Access to King Boreas's personal wishing well is now limited to scheduled visitors. Only authorized parties of at least 2 will be granted safe passage. So we need a 50-60 pound item of some sort to act as another person. The ancient relic he asked us to hide is now also located near the well. Additional security measures have been added. Again, a single individual can in no way unlock its container, which should limit risks of death. Well, I'm sure we can work that out. Don't need to really pick that up. The message is clear now that I've played the game once. I don't have to guess what it means. I know exactly what it refers to. Well, this isn't a trap, is it?
Yes! You'll make it after all. You're here.
Might need to blow this one open.
I've spotted something interesting.
Usually I don't spot things though. Ah, unclothing key. It probably has a perception requirement so low that because everyone has to be able to spot it. So it's not much of a find really. I'm pretty sure this is still a trap. Always is. Just a matter of what exactly triggers it.
Enemy sighted. Kill.
3 rats, 2 roosters. Same weakness as the rest, a little bit more sturdy. Don't really see any real problems here. The little shitheads, the mecha rodent betas, are not a problem. But if we use this here, it'll jump. Stun. Hey. Yeah, your armor is being destroyed. I killed the little one.
Sentinel.
Level up.
Shutting down.
We are definitely going doing the typical management thing again after this, but I'm not sure. I'm not gonna jump there right now. We can continue exploring for a little while. And there's a more natural place to stop then. Not sure I should be focusing on a mecha rooster though. The fire attack is pretty much worthless. The minor attacks of the little ones is more damaging. Okay, they are taking a little bit.
Shutting down.
Yeah, still this. If this is the best they can offer, we're in no danger here. See if I could freeze your ass first.
Glacial grasp!
Sentinel. Shutting down.
I tried the freezing first because I wanted to play him out of the fight. To minimize the risk that he could self-destruct. I think the smaller rat might be more dangerous in physical combat than the big guy.
Elimination process ongoing.
Maybe not. There's not much of a difference though. I think Zombie Nick will do crushing damage, so it might be a more fitting opponent here than a slashing weapon. Also, if we can get the Decaying Touch to hit, I could probably use healing abilities to quickly get rid of them. That's a lot of burning damage.
Your enemies are my prey, Source Hunter.
Emergency sentinel.
Shit.
Duty.
Yeah, it took the minus of damage. That was all it took. Immediate self-destruct.
Cold as ice, cruel as knives.
Not that much I can do. Burning isn't doing me any favors here.
What do you think, Source Hunter? Shall I start shredding from the top or the bottom?
I think physical combat might be our best bet at this point. Probably immune to knockdown, no. No such thing.
I think I'll go for the eyes this time.
Sentinel shutting down.
Unless my eyes deceive me, those are mechanical roosters.
Mechanical roosters indeed. Gold and metal scraps. Yeah, that seems to be loot here. So a lot of money, but nothing useful to actually wear. I don't think repair in this game requires any specific skill. As long as you have at least a little bit of blacksmithing, you can do it. The extra skill affects how quickly you can repair something. Which when you repair outside of combat doesn't really matter.
Source Hunter, do not waste your magic on me. The elements pull me home.
Almina.
You arrived. Ah, by the blessed Almina. I came to it dark feet. They took her here. She is a protector. That's of course. Anything a woman such as that, I know whatever. A stranger, but the fairy is a plea and tell her.
Extra 3,000. Potentially stout full plate armor. Armor class is probably very good on that one. So potential replacement armor for us. I wouldn't have to. Well, wouldn't have to make my own, I guess. Not sure if I wouldn't want to do it at this point though.
Sweet relief.
What to do with the level up points? We I'm thinking of putting everything into speed at this point. Once we get turn action point to 12, or maybe start putting a little bit in constitution. I mean, our survivability is fairly good, and the more we can do, the less we need the constitution. But constitution can also be dropped temporarily, so it's not a trivial thing. So 1 extra point in constitution at least, I mean speed at least. Then we can start making some moves in other directions. Could get bodybuilding. Natural 4 is fine as far as I'm concerned. We start to need moving in other directions. I want to make myself ready for Hydrosophis 4, even though I have no plan on taking it immediately. But do we really need it now? Electricity would be better at this point. Witchcraft would also allow us to do quite a few things. Hydrosophis because I'm sure I'll take it to 4. With the rest I'm not sure at what level I'm gonna take them. But sort of a safe bet. Geomancer 3 would allow us to actually use the abilities we have with Geomancy. Even at 8 this is very expensive, but we're currently facing more or less just water using creatures. Poison using creatures later on. So I'm not sure where the most benefit would come. Suppose I could, assuming we'll spend 3 points in here, it'll still leave me with 2. So I'm pushing willpower a little bit higher. So that's a safe bet. It's something I want at natural 4 too. Why not 5? That's the question. Because the respec opportunities the game provides you. You can trade ability points and attribute points between each other. So what I'm hoping is, what really makes a if our goal is to be a crafter, what really makes a difference is the grenades and the spells I can use. That means the benefit comes mostly from attributes, not actually the abilities. The defense is a separate matter. That's we might need some levels here to actually get the gear we want, but skills are optional. They're the ones that take the pressure off the scrolls and grenades, but they're not the key to killing the really tough fights. So I feel attributes to me are more valuable than abilities after a certain point. Naturally, if I'm very casual about it, I might never even reach that point. So what I'm basically trying to do is see where do we stand if I limit myself to the absolute minimum I feel like we should take, so we can comfortably play through the regular fights and not constantly have to use scrolls. And I think we need a one master level attack ability of some sort, and Hydrosophis is the one I've chosen. Basically because lightning will not simply work at the void creatures at all. Fire is nice, but there's a lot of demons and light that don't give a shit about fire. While I think most of the ones who don't give a shit about water are in other sections of the game. So basically, the amount of creatures where I can't use that as an opening shot is the fewest in number.
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
Okay. Let's back up above Balibu. What else have you spotted? It's a minefield. I'm inclined to destroy them because they're fire traps. They don't do any damage to anything.
Some of them must be sentient.
Yeah, that's annoying. These are ice traps, at least some of them. Still, why even bother putting them here? Just little ones. Kill the skeleton. I'm not worried about these, I'm worried that there's other things coming. Still, 6 physical attackers is not something that you should take too lightly.
Elimination process ongoing. Liquidation proceedings underway.
That to be a lightning attack if we want to take them all on. Well, Earth would do too. In some ways it would actually do better, because we can cast it without too much fuss. Yeah, let's go with that. There's no way in hell I can do it though. How about a scroll, tectonic spray for example, or what's the ice version of it? Yeah, the winter blast. We would have to have more action points. I suppose we could go with adrenaline. I'll wait for a turn. I'll get the action points that way. I mean, the fact that they have massive storage in action points too hardly matters, because they're not going to be able to use them over.
My power is your power.
Yo, how much damage are we talking about? It's not that great. But it'll affect everyone, it'll probably freeze their ass if not kill them, so...
Those mechanical rats had explosives strapped to their backs. What an utterly impish thing to do.
Right, not bad. Maybe unnecessary, but that hardly matters. Easy way to end the fight. The other way would have been some kind of a lightning attack, and chain lightning would have been the only thing that I can think might have worked. So it's a master level ability wasted either way. Dusty part. I think that's test number 2. More imps. Sentinel started malfunctioning yesterday. We'll send Mixis to fix it. The corridor leading to King Boreas's treasure room now has additional security measures. Any unauthorized intruder will see the gate tightly shut before him. Secret kill switch installed in corridor in case of emergency. So hidden switches, I guess. Moonstone. There doesn't appear to be anything here, but I just want to walk this. See if something triggers. No. Okay, fair enough. How much till the next level up? 130,000. That's probably the exit because there's snow there. That's a trap. Only a question of what type. I'd have to say a guess. I think there's a mine beyond some of these barrels, so below some of these barrels. So if I do anything with them, they'll all explode. However, we also need some kind of a heavy... I am carrying a barrel though, I can probably use that. So no, I don't think we need anything specifically. I also have ore, I suppose. We could just keep it as ore. Can use that too. So I don't really need the oil barrel here. At the same time, I'm not sure I want to... I'm not sure that means I want to have an explosion here either.
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I think I'll leave that intact.
What's that gleam?
Obvious switch is obvious. Ah,
Seems this hidden switch controls yonder gate.
no shit. Yeah, I think the fact is becoming quickly a norm that you do need other people to press the switches. We don't have other people. There's a switch there, so I'm certain if you get to the other side somehow, you can permanently open the door though. So even with the one barrel we're carrying, we can use it temporarily and come back for it. So I'm not sure how big of a problem this really is. I think it's just more convenient if you have another person. It's not strictly speaking mandatory.
The seven grant abundance!
How does this work? Usually the ambush comes after you press the switch. What about here? What does the switch even do then? 3 roosters, 3 alpha rats, 2 beta rats. That's a lot of physical damage coming on my way. With 41% physical damage reduction, yeah, we need the... We're at the last stretch of our current armor class rating. We need something better. Oh, there's at least... Ooh, I can't even see all the enemies. Wonderful. There's 4 exploding little shits, 3 alpha rats, 3 boosters. I think we're gonna go with the classic approach here. Throw in a piece of meat, disappear, and hope that somehow things will work out. It has to be this one. Where would we want them to focus? The alpha rats probably aren't gonna move too much. I just want them to more or less be close to each other, no matter where. I'm not gonna care too much about what happens with the beta rats this time. I need something to reduce their numbers a little bit. I can probably get the rooster in the same place and maybe... Yeah, it's not enough. What is that? Let's wait and see. I need a few extra action points anyway. Might as well reposition ourselves a little bit though.
Elimination process ongoing.
It's a meteor from the sky. Okay. Rage is gonna be a little bit risky here, but I don't care. We can do a single scroll. Chain lightning. Question is, what do we want to really hit? Go with this one. 3 gone. That's not really enough. Oil might be able to slow them down though. I don't want... It would ignite very easily though, and then we're in trouble again. We smoke. Won't do damage and force them to come a little bit closer.
Termination procedure in progress.
Elimination process ongoing.
I think they're targeting me with their meteor. Another lighting would take care of maybe 4, then we'd have to escape definitely.
Termination procedure in progress.
I'm not sure if how necessary that is. We are taking a significant amount of damage, but that's because I intentionally lowered resistances. I can do 2 scrolls no matter what level they are. I'm inclined to go to chain lightning though. It's not good against a boss, it's good when we... well... Well, we have a lot of little shits that are vulnerable to lightning.
Flesh is the best.
Sentinel shutting down. Liquidation proceedings underway.
Now it's pretty much just a wrap up. Less too much. As long as we're not here when the blasted things drops from the sky.
Blitzbolt!
Our survivability will go up now that we lose the rage. So as long as we survive this turn, we'll be fine.
Emergency sentinel duty engaged.
Yes, it might want a little bit of a heal though. I'm sort of leaning toward using another scroll. We have a ton of these thunder jumps, and it would be enough to probably take care of these two.
Sentinel shutting down.
Target out of sight. Fine, I'll just heal my own ass then. Either way, it's a victory for us. Ah, and it's over. There's nothing they can do anymore. Surely I have some sort of lightning attack. No? So wait. No, yes. I was thinking of maybe using adrenaline, but what would it be the point? It's not the action points that are the problem, it's more or less that I don't really have all of the abilities. I might have been able to throw something their way, but what would be the point?
For you! These hellish little automatons have madness in their eyes. What is happening in this realm?
I don't know. I think once I find the first waypoint portal in the Hiberheim section, I'll leave things here, at least adventuring wise. We do need to do the management. We have a massive ton of metal scraps.
Back on my feet again!
There should be new equipment available. I think we have maybe replacing the equipment already in our inventory, just haven't identified them. Either way, things are looking good for us. Are who?
By the gods, what infernal weather is this? I'll freeze to death if I don't...
Hammering halibuts. Curse Hiberheim's horrid climb. If it weren't for my snuggly coat, I'd have been no more than an ice sculpture in no time. Aye, then again, breaking four...
I just need a place to teleport out of here.
I'm freezing here!
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Which brings me to the point, should I actually address this freezing situation? Like a ring immunity of freezing? Telekinesis, earth resistance. Resistance wise this is terrible, but yeah, I think immunity to not freezing your nuts off is a sensible precaution here. The water resistance isn't amazing by any means anyway. Anything to maintain functionality. Alpha white wool. Viral ice elemental. Ice elemental fragment. Okay, something totally. And there's an ice elemental too. But there's the portal. Right, I'm pretty sure the ice elementals didn't exist before. Vulnerable to fire? Yeah, you are so boned. But imagine that there's a lot of nastiness coming our way. I want to prevent them from reaching us too easily. We'll just leave the oil.
Fast track!
Start attacking on the next turn. Definitely not gonna use rage with so many melee attackers. I'm also a bit interested what the ice elemental is gonna contribute to this. Yeah, they're trying to freeze my ass, but that's nothing special. Also, what exactly is it? Ah, fuck, crippled, that's bad. Eats up my action points quite steadily. Are you vulnerable to fire? Yes, massively vulnerable. They don't have a huge amount of hit points. 1,300 on the alpha. Okay, the alpha is something there's no way I can take care of him. Not in any easy way. I need help. I also need to start a fire no matter what. I can burn happily, I don't care. Yeah, the wolves need to burn though, all of them. We could withdraw a little bit. I mean, there's no reason why we should stay here. We'll create more fire. Force them to walk away.
Toasty!
Toasty indeed. What is that? Horrible throw. Still, it helps quite a bit. Either walk through fire or flick to somewhere else. Ice elemental. Actually, I would like to see more of the elementals because they usually provide elemental essences. And the three separated from the rest, so. See if we can kill these before the others can join up.
Rise from your
The
grave,
only
Vega.
non-fire path is blocked by the skeleton. So who wants to burn first? It has to be you.
Feel my fiery wrath!
Damage isn't great, but it's not horrible either. So if that many of those wolves get to attack me, I'm in trouble. The ice shards remove burning. Elemental itself doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm sort of wondering what his purpose in this fight is anyway. We more or less just have to keep our distance to the alpha, I'd say.
Spirits of eternal flame to my aid.
He seems to be more or less content to just spitting a little bit of freezing, which we're immune against, so I'm not sure what's the point. Alpha White seems to go back and forth, doing nothing constructive. Physical damage, incoming physical damage has reduced significantly, so I think I'll buff myself with a rage now. And it failed. What's the chance? 90%. Not enough. I think I'm best off just summoning something new. Right, the fight's not gonna be a threatening fight anymore. It's still gonna take its time, and I'm frozen. Ice Elemental will die next. The fact that he threw up a water shield means he's easier to take down by fire.
Everything I touch burns in sacrifice.
I still have to kill the goddamn ice shards too. I thought they were attached to the elemental, but not really. They'll at the very least they'll suppress any kind of summon I try to do. Where's the wolf?
Gnome of victory! Stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Indeed. Not much I can do. I doubt the wolves can sleep on icy surface. They're ice wolves after all. That's a basic thing you'd have to take into consideration. Right, as long as he doesn't get to attack me, everything will be cool. Probably. I could attack some of the shards, I guess. How do you feel about poisons? Seem to be taking them quite well. Spider Bro might be able to do something once, and I just want you to be oiled so you can't interfere. Alpha and the shards to the left. Right. Still in cooldown. I'd like some heavy ink stuff at this point. I can use a water shield on it to protect it from getting frozen. Right. So the alpha is out of the fight. Why don't you take the damage bonus then? Even able to haste your ass.
Fast, my friend.
And can I put up water shield too? No, they can't stop him by freezing him.
Warming shield.
It's not perfect, but I think he can take down the alpha wolf. Crippled. Don't have really a spell that will deal with that.
Punch of the pyromancer.
And now we hunt down the shards. Right. And they run away. Jesus Christ. Why do you make this harder for me? They're sort of within our attack radius still. I think I'll take the extra rage. I don't need the accuracy, they're not using physical attack, so it's just extra damage from me. With no real downsides. He's so crippled he can't do shit.
This is the end for you.
And I'm not getting anything from the shards either. And the shard just disappeared on its own. No, I probably could have died from the poison, I guess. Either way, fairly annoying. On the positive side, I guess, we have our way out of here. And Elemental was just here to annoy me, didn't provide anything useful. That's a bit of a letdown.
Oh dear. It's the white stag. My mysterious friend seems to have met with a...
I have passed on, as you must pass on too. It is in Hiberheim. Farewell.
You take the goddamn whisper wood. No. Have the pyramids? Yes. Right. I think I activated this already. Just want to make sure. This is definitely gonna be a shopping trip. Let's start with Silver Glen. We need to do a lot of crafting first. It should be mostly basic item creation now. I guess I'm also going to start just buying the identification services. I don't feel like we're switching lore master gear every time I have to identify any kind of equipment. So, green belt, and where are the gloves? There are 20 metal iron. There are 33 metal scrap pieces. Each one will be an individual item. We'll probably produce some extras, but there's gonna be a limit to how much we want to produce. We don't really have any scrolls, do we? Blank scrolls. So unless we get a huge amount, I'm probably not gonna do those. But if we have to visit all the shops, there's a good chance we get a significant amount of them. Arrows. We'll be able to produce all that many, but a few. A lot of potions if I want them. I'm not sure I want them. At the same time, healing potions would be very welcome. Yeah, there's a massive amount of money we can get from this. So, magic item wise, mostly standard stuff, but crafting item wise, massive amount of money. What exactly do we want? Where are my healing potions at? There we go. Haven't seen wood for a long time. So paper production has basically been stalling totally. Still have a couple of those, but it would be nice if we could actually get more. About a dozen large healing potions seems like a healthy number. No matter how bad the fight gets, we probably don't need that much in a single fight no matter what happens. Usually we also have quite a lot of demand for the little bit weaker ones. So it's I think it's a good idea to have a bit of both. Make a few armor piercing grenades. I don't strictly speaking need them, I think, but at the same time not gonna be much of a problem to produce a few extras. Firestorm grenades on the other hand are seeing plenty of use. Anything else? Mostly I'd say the situation is fairly good. We could produce some items of interest, but it's not that important. Right, we need to get to the anvil to produce the swords from the iron ingots. Everything else is something we can do with the equipment we're carrying constantly. So once that's done, we'll go and visit a lot of shops. We'll produce more equipment as need arises. I don't want to end up with a lot of unsold crap. At the same time, I have a hard time imagining I couldn't sell all the stuff. There's just so many shopkeepers, and usually at least an item or two pops up that's worth buying, even if it's not amazingly good. So I think we're safe on that front. I need to check my... Do I have equipment pieces I could smelt down to iron? Now's the time. I'm not coming back here again to check this later. Might be a couple, but I don't think enough to really make a difference. Not sure how many armors we want to produce, but at least some 86, and this is with the magical benefit, so it'll be much higher without it. Come on. 96. Compared to 80. Yeah, 16-point difference in armor rating that's pretty significant, especially on an armor that has nothing, well, had nothing special in it to begin with. So what I want to know is how fast are the requirements going up. Single point of extra strength would be all we really need. And we already have it, so we don't need anything new to use that. So, ooh, there's an iron bar there. So I'd say one way or another we're getting a new armor. This could go for new boots, I think too. Although that's I mean, this literally has immunity to slipping and nothing else. There's nothing special about it, so there's no reason not to switch it to a little bit better. Yeah, 44. It's not exactly amazing, but still an improvement. Pick all the points I can get. We can probably look at a 20-point plus increase in armor rating. It was on the low of 40%, so it'll probably jump to 50, depending on what we are gonna end up using the armor, maybe 50 plus even. Although it depends on other things, on the helmet and the bracers. Bracers especially are below what we should be having. It's not a armor class is sort of weakish, and the enchantment is like dexterity +1, so it's just horrible.
So
in every
good of you
sense.
to drop by, my liege. As always, be welcome.
Immunity to muted. Melee damage as air damage. Hit points. Muted immunity might not be a horrible thing. Much better armor class. 12 points better. Perception, leadership, hit points. We would lose initiative, but that's a significant armor increase. Better gauntlets that have crossbow and lockpicking skills. Yeah. I don't understand why they're always this horrible. I just don't get it. Suppose I could be just unlucky. Right. Do we want to buy the amulet? Immunity being muted would be the attractive thing here, and I don't recall do I have immunity being muted. I sort of feel like, well, that's a terrible thing to inflict upon someone. How bad is it gonna be? Because we haven't encountered it really, and I'm already building up resistances against it. So yeah, it might never really become a problem in the first place. So how many thousands of gold pieces do I want to spend on it? Currently looking at 5,000. Which we can afford, yes, but again, if it's not gonna be really a problem, why even take it? At the same time, our current amulet is Lore Master 1, hit point 16. So this reflects air damage, is immunity to muted and 47 hit points. Although we don't want to really reflect air damage, so there's that. Helmet would be the only thing that might be worth taking. At the loss of initiative, we'll get a lot of extra armor. I'm inclined to leave things here though. I'll make a note of it that the Bjorn has our armor if we want some. Or helmet rather. It has 44 armor. The abilities are trash. If I get a armor non-magical with 45 armor, I'd rather take that. Right. Pay for identification. And lots of it. I could easily identify some of this, but no way all of it. We also have a natural armor there that could provide you to be useful. Yeah, that helmet could also be useful. So maybe not spend the 5,000 on an item that might prove to be unnecessary. Okay, not that many items really. It's a wand, we're not gonna use it. This is nothing new. Immunity to being poisoned. Blitzbolt, but it has +1 strength. This is a terrible ring, but in a desperate situation it might prove to be useful. 88, reflect melee damage as piercing damage. Yeah, how about no? These definitely have a higher requirement. These non-manufactured armors. They're lower level and they have higher strength requirement than the armor I make. So I might be better off just producing all of my armor. Holy shit, he has 11,000 gold. Earth resistance, reflect melee damage as fire damage. It's not horrible. But I feel like I should be able to say something better from an item at this point. Armor rating 40, leadership hit points, versus armor rating 44, leadership hit points, perception. I think I'll settle for this for now. Impaler, speed and willpower, not bad, but it's two-handed, so why would I take it? I can get the same bonuses in a single-handed weapon. Immunity to being muted. Lucky charm. I think this is all old gear. Right, so not that bad. 13,000. Might as well switch the equipment already. We're gonna have to add resistances, but that's hardly a problem. And it's already 44 while we're using the inferior gear.
That doesn't look like your best. You're tired, aren't you?
Hello again, or do a salutoin, as we say in our
Thunderbolt
homeland.
grenade, 400 gold. A lot of eyeballs. I'm not sure I want to buy shadow essences. I really have no use for them at the moment that I know, so why would I spend money on them? Because if that use pops up, I'm not gonna have shadow essences. And at the same time, I'm still thinking of starting to ignore them. I mean, these get replenished on a regular basis now, so if we really need them, we can get them.
Don't work too hard now, dearest. You've been hammering away for hours.
My sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting.
16,000.
Do a salutoin, hunter. What can I do for
Chain
you?
lightning. Ice ball. Razors of a crossbowman. Why a crossbowman though? Shield specialist hit points, blacksmithing. Strength initiative hit points. Yeah, none of this is terrible by any means, it's just... nah. And that's not a good thing to say. Be able to again say something better. 18,800. So we're not gonna see all that much replacement here, I'd imagine.
Sweet relief.
And probably waste some money on crafting equipment and essences. I need to recall to go to the rift and buy the earth essences there. That was a large part of why I chose the goddamn thing, so I need to actually buy them.
Gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best
Yeah,
rate in
I'm
town.
not sure
Come,
have I added
give me your
these
best
to
offer.
myself or not. I mean, is he selling actual new stuff, or is it stuff I'm sold him before, so I couldn't enchant it further? Sort of a big deal to
Where
know
the
the
wind
difference.
blows, the goddess breathes.
So I wish there was
Where the rivers
some kind of
run, the
distinction
goddess
between an
weeps.
enchantment
How
native
can I
to the item
connect you
and
to our
what's
eternal
added later,
goddess,
like
my
a color
friend?
difference in the text. Something to see what exactly am I looking at. There's way too much stuff for me to remember it all. Doesn't look even remotely interesting. Guess the 96 blade is the one we're gonna stick with. Right, from this point on it should be mostly crafting gear. Once that's done, we'll improve the equipment and what? Buy essences and make the scrolls we
You
want.
dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll
Indeed,
forgive
that
this
must be
imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
I'd like to sell the arrows I have. Won't amount to much. A little bit of a discount.
Oh. You haven't any ale, have you?
2 winter blast
Well,
scrolls.
never mind for
I have
now.
like a half a dozen of
What
those.
sort of magical relics can I offer you? Blessed by the
Nice,
goddess they are, each and
essences.
all.
Another immunity to being stunned during. It's a weaker version of what I have. Has more poison resistance. Another immunity to being stunned. Yeah. Suddenly they're all over the place. Another helmet. 44. Yeah, it's 4 extra point of armor, but this was already on offer and it has more enchantments, so if I'm gonna go back and buy something, it's still gonna be this. I'll take an ice wall, and not sure about the air elemental. Oh, I guess I'll take it. I mean, we're not using those things all that much, so in that sense you could say, why even bother? Because when we need it, we're likely not gonna have the correct amount if we're going to not buy it, because we don't have any immediate use for it now. The entire purpose of being a crafter is to be able to make the cash, is to just hoard, and then just punch through everything with your hoarded equipment. Yeah, we have 5 winter blast scrolls now, and I'm not sure if I've produced any of those 5, so we are definitely getting a steady stream of master level attack scrolls we can buy, but in order to afford that we also have to do the crafting, so one way or another we'll have to spend time on something to either extended fights or extended crafting and buying
Yes, good
stuff.
friend. I'm quite busy finding for the moment, but if there's something you'd like to buy, I could set all that aside for a few delicious moments.
I'm not seeing anything particularly interesting. Nothing particularly bad either, just okay stuff. I could make more money, I suppose.
Buy that, good friend.
I intentionally didn't do all the crafting I could. Especially on the leather front, I think. Yeah, I have a lot of metal scraps left still. A lot of different type of scraps. I suppose I should make something of them. Not that to spend them all by any means. But at the same time, why the hell would I spend money if I can just throw armors at them? I'll leave 10 metal scraps. They have said their uses. That reminds me, we do have to improve the armor we have.
Yes, good friend.
No, because
I'm
it's
quite
all.
busy
Yes, we
finding
do.
for the
We have to
moment, but
remove
if
the
there's
negative
something
it
you'd
has.
like to buy, I could set all that aside for a few delicious moments.
The movement negative. Let's get rid of it. And that's the armor we're sort of hoping to hold on to, though. 96, yeah. $20,000.
Goodbye then, good friend.
Yours a pretty poor selection of blank scrolls this time. Also no paper, so I don't think we can do all many magical scrolls. We don't have a immediate need for them, I suppose, so it's not that big of a deal. Ooh. At least 4, another master level.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been wrong. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Right.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
Screech, woman. The beast speaks, so you have agreed by the feral.
But we can have a much lower threshold in using the spore spell again. Have a replacement for it. Although you probably would need to use a couple on a
Hunter,
top of
you
one
come
anyway,
the right
not a
place,
single
you
one.
have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's
That's
a trade
great.
you're after.
Why don't you have actual heavy pieces of armor though? And that reminds me why I always visit the Legion Captain, because he has, from time to time at least. Right, just pay the man. We are gonna need mass amounts of money, so in that sense I should probably continue crafting. And there's no real downside to it.
Sorry, sir. You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been
Leather
wrong.
pieces
I've
can be
been
used
for
to
life.
enhance equipment. Problem
come
is,
on
I
with the
don't really
dramatics.
use that
It's
kind of
not
equipment
bad
all
as
that
all
much,
that.
so
The
I think
face
it's better if I
furious.
just turn
She
it,
bit me in
most
the
of it at
face.
least, to items
Look on the bright
and sell it away.
Everyone
Sorry,
knows
sir.
the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Leather equipment would be for a rogue or anyone who doesn't have dexterity or strength.
What now?
I don't know what now. We have armors. No, not really. Okay stuff, but yeah. Level appropriate armor that I can buy is it has a bigger movement negative and much more requirements. It seems especially that the armor specialist requirements are attached to this, so it might not be that if you make your own armor that requirement might be missing. Or at the same time I do have to assume that it's gonna pop up sooner or later. We'll have to budget some points to get it. Final shopkeepers. I'm not sure if we want to visit everyone. Sometimes you don't know where you get the good stuff. Especially if we're talking about trinkets. Everyone has amulets and rings. And spells.
How
I
gratifying
always
to
forget
see you
those,
return.
but they're really the
You
key
are
to what we're
quickly
doing.
becoming my favorite customer.
Intelligence lore master resistances. Nothing particularly interesting that I see. Not exactly unuseful stuff though. More useful for a grenade specialist, but since we have a lot of options with the skulls already, those specialty type of grenades don't make a lot of sense. The chance of them getting a successful status effect to stick on something is pretty small. It's like half what it is if you do it from a skull, so it's not really worth doing. Not for us.
Turjageta, friend.
Teleportation useful. Ooh, our first blank
Is there no
scrolls.
new book to be discovered in this
And
library?
that's pretty much it. She does not have a lot of money, so I think we should just pay her in cash. Still, 3 extra blank
This
scrolls.
isn't the Grim.
That's something. We are on a lookout for another magical unlock scroll somewhere. Gotta get it.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by
Ooh,
ether.
that's a third
Thank
at least
a
4 scroll.
Sturgy.
Another tectonic
I've just
spray,
the earth scroll to ground
mute,
ya.
heal, and winter blast. So 2 master level attack spells, good status effect, heal, and another good attack spell. Powerful stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Is that it? I probably have some extra crap that I could get rid of. I don't care too much. We might have to do some kind of a cleanup section at some point. Basically, if not sell the extra loot, throw it in the homestead container, so we don't have to carry it around. So yeah, it's there in case an emergency comes up, but in reality we don't have to look at it constantly, and it's not gonna clutter the inventory. Where's you?
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Sure, why not? Maybe the ring? Why does it have pickpocketing? What the hell am I gonna do with pickpocketing? Yeah, there's nothing of interest here. Okay. Only one job really remaining. I need to improve upon the armor I have. Actually, I might be able to do it in a different way. We have the oil barrel constantly with us, and I think we have empty cups, so we'll do an add oil to the goddamn armor. That should get rid of the movement negative. Where is it? Did I sell it away? I sold it away, didn't I? I literally sold it away. No, it's just somewhere completely different. Okay. Trying to hide itself from me. Plus 0.65 movement. Well, that's not gonna be the end of crafting. Oh no 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 no! Oh, we still have this left. I have to do it, otherwise, if I don't do it now, I'll just forget about it immediately. And we got a new helmet too, we might have to boost it a little bit. So yeah. Fire resistance and movement, so we'll get more movement, higher resistances, and this is a level 12 gear though, which is actually what we were waiting for, I guess. I don't think we need anything else.
Welcome back. The rock spirit within me greets the rock spirit within you. May the earth's vibration.
Yeah. We don't have a huge amount of ingredients we can use to improve the gear. We have a single remaining ruby, and I'm thinking of using it. I don't see why not. We're gonna have to get the resistances up somehow anyway. So it's either a ruby or a lot of essences. So I'll use the ruby this time. 15% resistances all around. But you, I've got to do something different with you. This is not a great helmet by any means, but we would have to waste 4 essences on it, which is not a big deal. And is that it? We have a couple of extra essences we could use. Also, I can make a little bit of extra paper, so I only have extra essences for 2 papers though, so maybe I can just use that. Pieces of crap I already have. I don't even want to look at them. Right, so what about Pixie dust. Peloron is history, it's not relevant anymore. Dusty parchment is something I can't touch. Pontius is not. Pontius is dead. Right. Let's see what this yields. I'll make the eyeball potions again. What? It's about 8 new spell scrolls. Attack wise we don't really even need anything immediately, so it's all just extra. Constitution bonus temporarily. Tornado, nice but not critical. And chain lightning again. So we have 2 of these here. Not bad. A single one really, well, it's enough in certain situations. We have backups. And another infectious flame. So we have the similar on the fire front, quite a few. Not a bad selection of spells with so few scrolls, I'd say. Another death punch, 4th one. This is just such a close range attack that it rarely comes to mind, and it's definitely for getting rid of a single opponent quickly. Alternatively, to kill a boss quickly. It is not a general combat spell. Vampiric Touch. Invulnerability, what is this, 4th one? Yeah, we could go through quite a long battle at this point, with just you being fully invulnerable. Which might not be a horrible idea, because Baracus Rex already had those bullshit crystals there that gave him an invulnerability field. So I would consider this to be a equalizing skull. We can, for 8 turns, be invulnerable to get rid of the crystals before the real fight starts. Something along those lines. Undead Warrior Scroll, not bad, but also don't really need them. But yeah, another session doing this. Paper is coming increasingly rare. No one sells it, I don't get wood anymore. So I think I'm getting... Once I get the 3rd unlock scroll, I think I'm gonna be thinking long and hard what type of scrolls do we want as extra. Also, I need to buy every combat scroll so I can get my hands on. Because clearly, producing enough scrolls on my own is not really an option. I need to buy it. Yeah, it's pretty much a straightforward upgrade in every sense. 52% physical damage reduction versus enemies of your own level. And resistances are 86 fire, 54 water, 96 earth and 80 air, 16 poison, so that's pretty weak. Inebrium 0, but it's sort of amazing that I have so weak of water resistance. It's because I need the status effect immunities more. Which is true, certainly. I'm not sure about stun though. No one in Hiberheim is really trying to stun me. They're trying to freeze my ass constantly. I think this could be excused. Put something else there. Preferably something with water resistance. That's something, yeah, water resistance and strength, not bad. And it's a 15% water resistance, so it's a pretty hefty bonus. Poison and water, that's actually quite good move too. Yeah, I like that, because I'm gonna probably use water mainly. Or a little bit of extra water. I think water would be better in this environment though, vastly superior in fact. So 72 fire, 69 water, 80 earth, 80 air. So even if they stun me, it's not like they can do massive amount of damage to me. and I'm much better equipped to deal with the Hiberheim creatures. So as long as I don't basically stun my own ass, I think we're doing great.